Shalom. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim HaKodesh. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS, or the true leaders of Israel today. And salutations to all of the Akim who do this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedoms to do so, as well as the scattered Israelites who come looking like the heathen but are not, by way of their forefathers' seeds who are Israelite men. The true name of the Most High is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahushai. And the Lord's holy chosen people are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as well as the ones who suffer under the curses in the book of Deuteronomy. My name is Akalil, and this video is about troubling times ahead. Alright, and that is a topic that is just trending because we're in that time, man. Jacob's trouble has already started, and it will only amplify and increase to a level like never before upon us as a nation. And everything is happening, man. The prophecies of Yahweh Shemishai are here, and right now we're waiting for the major prophecy to come, which is the mark of the beast prophecy, which is a microchip. So, with Jacob's trouble, all kinds of things are going to be happening, man. It's a time like never before upon us. And, you Israelites, man, are starting to feel the crunch, right? It's already bad enough as is because, we're slaves to the so-called white man. We're in captivity, and he's in the position of power. He is living through his blessing, the fatness of the earth, the dew of heaven, and the sword. So we're already in an unfavorable position, but the hell that is upon us is starting to ramp up. And this hell is judgment from Yahweh Shemishai onto you Israelites who refuse to repent to our power and to turn from your false gods and your false idols, okay? And everything else that you do happily, fulfilling the desires of the flesh happily and without any remorse. Yahweh Shemishai is sending these plagues upon you people, man. All right. It says in 2 Ezra chapter 8 and verse 50, for many great miseries shall be done to them in the latter time. Salakia, for many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. And our people do walk in great pride, even in captivity, and being in the state that we're in. But it shows you how destroyed our people are and how degenerate our people have become, right? As the scriptures say in Jeremiah chapter 2 and verse 21, yet I had planted thee a noble vine, wholly a right seed. How then art thou turned into a degenerate plant of a strange vine unto me, right? A degenerate plant, degenerate going completely far away from what we are, right? I believe in the etymology, it says gone away from ancestral quality, right? Degenerate. From Etym Online, late 15th century, having lost or suffered impairment to the qualities proper to the race or kind, right? The qualities proper to the race or kind. And what are our qualities proper to us as the Israelites? That we're the Lord's holy chosen people, that we're the righteous, right? That, the laws, statutes, and commandments, that's what we're about. That's how we're built, naturally at our core, our spirit, but we're degenerate right now, okay? Gone away from our, true way, and so far gone away, man, on the complete opposite side, okay? So we are like a strange vine unto Yahweh Shemishai, all right? Let me see if I can find, here it is. To be inferior to one's ancestors, to become unlike one's race or kind, fall from ancestral quality, right? So we have fallen from ancestral quality, use of physical as well as moral qualities, indeed, right? So our people are completely destroyed and polluted, man. The worst yet ever. This is the worst of the captivities, man. All right, Esau, Edom, which is the Lord's sword, right? Because this is the Lord's judgment upon us as a nation, has made our people the most, you know, vile that our people will ever be. Okay, and our people are extremely proud, man. You can see with the whole situation that's coming up with the whole snaps and the EBT situation that's coming up November 1st, and how our people run to the social media and are talking with so boldly and so proudly about the situation. You know, you can see it on them. So the Lord is bringing judgment, man, and the Lord is bringing judgment in all kinds of different ways. The Lord is, as the scriptures say, breaking the staff of bread in Jerusalem, all right, taking away, your food, and making you suffer, right? Making you have to ration, right? We're going to see how critical things are about to get in America, man, in the next few days, all right, this weekend, okay? And food insecurity is only the beginning, because the famine is coming in, man. All right. And the Lord has always brought, all right, if you look at our history, famine as judgment upon us. Okay. So it is coming, man, and it's going to be happening in stages, right? So that's coming. And then also the Lord is, putting our people in certain predicaments, man, like this job loss situation, right? So now America is suffering, in all kinds of different ways, economically, which that is all intentional by the wicked elite of Esau, Edom, right? The elite bankers, they are intentionally tearing down the economy. Why? Because they want to get rid of the current economic system and introduce the new economic system, which is all about a digital system, right? A digital economic system, a digital payment system. So they're getting away with the current way of using cash, etc. And then when it is that this one collapses, then they will so conveniently have all of these, this new system ready to go, right? And based off of the scriptures, we know that the American economy is going to collapse, man, and the money is going to fail in Egypt, right? So actually, firstly, America is Mystery Babylon the Great, and America is likened unto Egypt. In Revelation chapter 11 and verse 8, it says, "And their dead bodies shall lie in the great city," which is talking about America, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. All right. So it is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. It is likened unto Egypt. All right. And so America is like the modern day Egypt for us, right? That modern day captivity for us, right? Under the Edomites. All right. And in the scriptures, like in Isaiah 19, when it's talking about Egypt, it's talking about America. Okay. So when we go to Genesis chapter 47 and verse 15, right? But before that, I want to actually read from verse 13, Genesis 47 and verse 13, right? And the scriptures say that there's no new thing under the sun, right? And we must remember the ultimate goal of the wicked elite of Esau, Edom, the elite bankers, and that is to push the microchip, which is the mark of the beast, okay? All roads lead to that. Everything that they're doing is for that cause. It is at the forefront of their NWO agenda. And they will be bringing chaos and disorder to the world and crisis. And they will establish a new order out of this. Never let a good crisis go to waste, right? They create these situations of crisis upon the people of this world, and then they implement, certain things to move towards their eventual launch of the microchip, order out of chaos, order ab chaos, right? So these things are at hand, man. And it says, "And there was no bread in all the land, for the famine was very sore, so that the land of Egypt and all the land of Canaan fainted by reason of the famine." So it happened in ancient Egypt, and it's going to happen in modern day Egypt. Okay? And the famine is going to be a worldwide event too. "And Joseph gathered up all the money that was found in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan for the corn which they bought, and Joseph brought the money into Pharaoh's house. And when money failed in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan, right, the money failed, which means that, it's like the economy failing, right, or the economy failed. However, it was set up in that time, okay? And in the land of Canaan, all the Egyptians came unto Joseph and said, give us bread, for why should we die in thy presence? For the money faileth. So the money failed in ancient Egypt. It's going to fail in this Egypt too, all right? So it's going to fail, and they're intentionally doing this, man. You can see how the amount of debt that they're bringing in, all right? America is on the brink of collapse. And the warning has been out there, all right? The economists of the world, they've been talking about the impending crash of the economy for years. And when they brought about the 2020 worldwide situation, that definitely speedran it, really made it, accelerated things towards it. All right, and it's also accelerated towards Esau's fourth industrial revolution, right? The transformation towards a digital society, a digital payment system, etc., which is all about that microchip, man. All right, they're laying down the foundation and the groundwork to allow the microchip, for the prophecy to be fulfilled, because the microchip has to work on that global and mandatory scale. All right, so they have to implement these different systems. All right, but everything isn't just so in your face. They just, sneakily bring it in different kinds of ways. And then some things are actually kind of, in your face too, with like they're starting to, become more draconian, like with the UK, where you can't work in the UK unless you have the digital ID, which is the digital ID is a stepping stone, right, towards that microchip, right? It's all about consolidating your information into one place, because that's how the microchip operates. Okay, all of your information and data is stored onto one place, and then it's a all for one use device. Okay, and that's what the digital ID is showing us. It's a stepping stone. Okay, so you can't work in the UK unless you have it. And then for those who are more privileged, they're going to put an £85 charge on for everything, where you have to present your ID, which with the digital ID system and what it shows on it, the digital ID, according to the World Economic Forum, it shows everything on it. So you're going to have to present your ID for all of the things. So people are just going to be incurring all those charges. The prophecy says he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. It's for everyone, man. All right, no matter who you are. So they catching everybody. Okay, but the money is going to be failing. Okay, and so Esau is bringing out a solution for it. How convenient, right? By way of this universal basic income thing, right? Lawmakers float a nationwide basic income experiment that would cover the cost of a 2-bedroom apartment. A New Jersey lawmaker is proposing a nationwide pilot program for a guaranteed basic income. The 3-year experiment would give 10,000 Americans a monthly basic income. The payments would cover the local cost of a 2-bedroom apartment. Where's this money coming from? Because America is in severe debt. So where is this money coming from? Let's look at the debt clock. USA debt clock. I don't even know how to call the number of that number, but look at it, right? And increasing. Look at the US national debt and increasing. So where are they going to get this money from? Right? It will only add to, an economy that's already actually failing, right? But they're going to collapse it, man. Okay? And the scriptures talk about this debt too. In Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 6, shall not all these take up a parable against him and a taunting proverb? against him and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. All right, so we have to go into the Hebrew for this clay, H5671, right? Which says, weight of pledges, heavy debts. Ibata yata. Okay, so it's talking about heavy debts. And we just seen that debt clock, man. And now they're talking about giving people free money. Free money. You know, they teach in economy that nothing's free, you know, and they teach opportunity costing like Econ 101, Econ 102 kind of thing. But yeah, man, this economy is on its way out, okay? And so this universal basic income thing, how is it going to be sustained? It can't. A group of democratic lawmakers want to test a new kind of social safety net, a monthly payment, a monthly paycheck provided by the federal government to spend however you want. New Jersey Rep. Bonnie Watson Coleman says she's reintroducing a bill to establish a 3-year guaranteed basic income pilot program that would offer a cohort of Americans across the country a no strings attached monthly payment enough to cover rent for a 2-bedroom home and no strings attached monthly payment. It may appear as that at first, but this is the devil, man. He always has ulterior motives. All right, he will get you hooked on it, but then guess what? He'll do something that will put you in a position of losing it, and then he'll tell you, oh, but you have to do this to continue getting it, right? So we're going to see what's going to happen with the whole EBT and SNAP benefits thing in America, all right? We're going to see what's going to happen with that, because they couldn't come about and say, oh, well, guess what? Everything is going to be fine, but you're going to have to take this instead. Maybe you're going to have to get onto this digital ID system, right? And then all things lead to the microchip, which is the mark of the beast, okay? Because look at the situation going on. They're literally, what this is this social safety net is the same thing as to what the SNAP and EBT thing is. You see what I'm saying? So if we just read between the lines, we can see what's happening. Events like the worldwide pandemic in 2020, economic fluctuations and increasing automation and job losses threaten to wipe out what little savings they have. But all of these issues are caused by the wicked elite of Esau Edom. Okay, the first one mentioned, y'all know what it is. Economic fluctuations, that's their doing as well. And increase in automation and job losses. I mean, that's what they're doing as well. They're the ones bringing in the automation, all the robots to replace the people. Okay? But let's not forget their agenda. They want to get rid of a good portion of the people. According to the Georgia Guidestones, they want to cull the population down to 500 million. Right? So they really want to do away with you people anyway. But the whole job losses and everything, this is all intentional by them, man. Okay? To finally push them to homelessness, to reinforce the fact that in the wealthiest nation in the world, too many families are just a single mishap away from financial devastation. So they want to give people a safety net. But that safety net is eventually going to come to something that, you know, and that is going to be the microchip. Right now, the job losses, that is what is happening. And that's the picture that I had up at first. Recent layoff announcements. All right, so UPS just laid off 48,000 people like it's nothing. Right, and remember the automation and the robots, man. People are being replaced. Okay, and by artificial intelligence as well. Recent layoffs, as you can see, man, the whole bunch of them, 48, 30, that's 78, 90, 102 something, and then it just gets higher, man. 16, 11, 11, 30, 10, 10, 10. A lot of people, man. And then you can see that 144 Yapo, Shimmy Shai. you know. But it's a lot of people that are losing jobs, and there's already a lot of people that are without jobs. So now they're talking about universal basic income for security for this so-called great nation of America, the so-called wealthiest country in the world, you know. And it's all a trap to get you all microchipped eventually. Okay, now this universal basic income thing also, you know, has to do with, you know, their entire goals for the future, you know, the new slavery system that they're bringing in, right? And then they're going to be introducing the whole social credit system where you can take a look at China regarding that. And, you know, they're going to give you money to spend, but they're going to tell you how to spend it. They're going to tell you your allowance and all these kinds of things, man. It is the new slavery system. But regarding the job losses, you know, the scriptures talk about it, and this one hits both the job situation and then the economy too. Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 1. Remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days draw not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. So remember Yahweh Shemishai, man. All right, because things are about to ramp up. Okay? And mercy is still open, man. And the Lord is abundantly merciful, as the scriptures say. While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, or the clouds return after the rain, in the day when the keepers of the house, the government, okay, shall tremble, okay, and the strong men shall bow themselves, right? That the strong men being the military shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few. The grinders cease, the work. And that's what's happening, man. All right? And those that look out of the windows be darkened. So the grinders is ceasing, the work is going away. And when they look out of the windows, they be darkened because there's no hope, right? The outlook looks bleak, you know, as they say in this world, right? And the outlook looks bleak because you Israelites, man, your heart is in this world, right? You are of this world, okay? You haven't separated yourself from this world because you don't believe in Yahweh Shemishai. If you believed in Yahweh Shemishai, you'd understand that this entire world and situation is just temporary. And it's all going to be reset, man, at everything that is to come. All right? So you wouldn't care about, you know, what is happening. You would understand what is happening and why it's happening. And you'll have faith in Yahweh Shemishai, man. So the windows won't be darkened for those who believe in Yahweh Shemishai, which will be the elect of the nation of Israel. Right? And the door shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, right? And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Because when it is that, you know, as society is collapsing, the first thing that goes out the window is the entertainment. All right, all of that fluff and, you know, that the luxury of it and whatever else, that goes out the door first. All right, when hard times are coming. Okay, and hard times are coming, man. As I read before, many great miseries are coming. And Jacob's trouble has started, and it's going to ramp up, man. Things are about to get really, really critical. And you'll be surprised how quickly it will happen. As the scriptures say, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. Actually, let me get that and then close it off, man. Okay? In 2nd Ezra's 16... Is it 16... plagues. Yes, 2nd Ezra 16 and verse Salakio 37. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth great pains compass her womb, which pains, when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. You see? So it's likened unto childbirth. And we know that process, man. Once the water breaks and the child is coming, the contractions and the severity of the pain increases. So these prophecies are popping off like popcorn, and so we look towards the final major prophecies to come, man. the mark of the beast prophecy, which is a microchip, and the destruction and salvation and the kingdom, right? This is what we have to look forward to, man. Okay, so the time is hot and it can be felt through the spirits, man. Okay, so we shall see how things continue to escalate, but they won't escalate into good times. As the scriptures say that perilous times, in the last days, perilous times shall come. All right, so the message is, repent ye, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand, man. All right, and believe and have faith in Yahweh Shemishai. So with that, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shemishai, B'Shem Kodesh. Shalom.